Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to class 8 students. Today we'll be learning a new lesson in English language, and that is the conjunction. So we all are very familiar from our lower classes that conjunctions are nothing but joining words. But we'll study in detail what is a conjunction and different types of conjunctions. So first, look in the example which is given here. God made the country and man made the town. So here, second one, our hoard is little but our hearts are great. Similarly, she must weep or she will die. Then when you look in the fourth one, 2 and 2 make 4. So here what did we see in all these sentences? There were words which were joining the sentences. So here first sentence, God made the country, man made the town, right? So we have two sentences here. God made the country, man made the town, right? So how are we joining them? We are using the word and hence this word and is called as conjunction. So definition of a conjunction is a word which merely joins together sentences and sometimes words. For example, Balu and Vithal are good bowlers. So here it's joining two words, Balu and Vithal. So here to join them we are using the word and. This and is called as a conjunction. Understood the definition of conjunction? Words which joins two sentences or two words together. Clear? At times we see that certain conjunctions are used in pairs, right? Either, or, neither, nor, though, yet, whether, or, right? So these conjunctions which are used in pairs are called as correlative conjunctions. For example, when you tell neither you should go to the park nor you should talk to your friend. So what are these conjunctions? Yes, these conjunctions are called correlative, or which we can also call as correlatives. Clear? When conjunctions are used as correlatives, each of the correlated words should be placed immediately before the words. As he visited not only Agra but also Delhi. So here we have not and but. Where are we placing them? We are placing them before Agra and Delhi. Understanding? So these kind of conjunctions which are in pairs are called as correlatives. So similarly, we will learn what are compound conjunctions. So we use many compound expressions as conjunctions. So many words are used as conjunctions, and that too they are together. So these words which are together and has conjunction, we call that as compound conjunctions. Examples like in order that. So example, the notice was published in order that all might know the facts. So here we are joining two sentences. The notice was published and the other one was all might know the facts. So in order to join these two sentences, we use a conjunction in order that. So the group of words which join two sentences are called as compound conjunctions. So we learn the classes of conjunctions. So first one, we know conjunctions are divided in two classes. One is coordinating and the other one is subordinating, right? So what do you understand by coordinating and subordinating, children? So look here in this sentence, birds fly and fish swim. What can we see here? We can read that birds can fly and fish can swim. So aren't these two different sentences? Yes, these are the two different sentences, and we are joining them, and we're joining them with the help of joining word, which we call it as conjunction. So here we found that there are two independent sentences and they have equal importance. Yes, how is it equally important? Yes, we know that birds fly and fish swim. Can the fish fly? No. So this has its importance as swimming, and these birds have an importance of flying, right? So hence these are two independent statements. We are joining them with this conjunction. So conjunctions which join two independent statements are called as coordinating conjunctions. Here we know that coordinating means of equal rank. Both will have equal importance. So here we can define as coordinating conjunctions joins two clauses of equal rank. Or the other way we can tell, a coordinating conjunction which joins two sentences of equal importance is called as a coordinating conjunctions. But now, chief coordinating conjunctions, the chief conjunctions are and, but, for, and so on. These are the chief coordinating conjunctions. And now, coordinating conjunctions also have 4 types. We will not study in detail, we will just go through it. Cumulative or copulative, which means which merely add one statement to another. So these copulative conjunctions are those conjunctions which add one statement to another. Clear? Adversative, which express opposition. These conjunctions which shows the differences. It brings contrast. If one is bright, the other will not be bright. It will be light, right? So here it shows the contrast between the sentences. For example, he is slow, he is short. So he is slow, but he is short. So slow is contrasted and sure is also contrasted. So these kind of conjunctions are called adversative. Then next, disjunctive or alternative. These conjunctions are those conjunctions which gives choices. For example, she must weep, she will die. Here you are giving the choice by adding or. She must weep or she will die. Conjunctions which expresses the choices is called as alternative conjunction. Alternative coordinating conjunctions. Then elative. Elative means which shows an inference. For example, something certainly fell in, for I heard a splash. All precautions must have been neglected, for the plague spread rapidly. Clear? And then let's learn what is a subordinating conjunction. So here, look in the sentence. I read the paper because it interests me. So what can you see here? Yes, we are talking about the paper. And why is she reading the paper? Because it's giving her more interest. So this statement is related to this statement, right? So here, the sentence contains 2 statements or clauses, one of which because it interests me. So one part of sentence tells that it interests me, dependent on the other. So here, I read the paper because it interests me. So here, read the paper is the main sentence, and this is the dependent sentence. You read the newspaper, but you need to have a reason, right? It gives us more knowledge, improvement of vocabulary, and this one tells that it's giving more interest. So this is dependent on this sentence. So hence we can tell that the conjunction introducing the dependent or subordinate clause is called as subordinating conjunctions, or you can tell as a subordinating conjunction joins a clause to another on which it depends for its full meaning. This means a part of sentence which depends on the other part of sentence to give a complete meaning is called as a subordinating conjunction. Understood? Then subordinating conjunctions can be classified according to time, cause, purpose, result, condition, concession and comparison. When it is time, here I would die before I lied. Examples. And when you're talking about cause, my strength is as the strength of 10 because my heart is pure. So using the cause conjunction because. When you're talking about purpose, we eat so that we may live. So that is the conjunction. When you're talking about result, he was so tired that he could scarcely stand. So that is the conjunction. When you're talking about conditions, subordinating conjunction is if. Rama will go if Hari goes. Understanding? Similarly, when you're telling about concession, I will not see him though he comes. Comparison, he is stronger than Rustum. Clear? Look at the exercise 94. Point out the conjunctions in the following sentences and state whether they are coordinating or subordinating. So we learned what are coordinating and subordinating, right? Coordinating, 2 independent sentences. Subordinating, 1 dependent sentence on the other part of 1 independent sentence dependent on the other part of sentence. First one, you will not succeed unless you work harder. So do you find any 2 independent sentences here? No. We see here that you will not succeed unless you work harder. Clear? So you work harder. You will not succeed. We are using unless. So this is a subordinating conjunction. This part of a sentence is dependent on this part. Second one, we arrived after you had gone. So is there any two different sentences here? No. One part of the sentence is dependent on the other part. Hence, after is the conjunction. Underline that and write it as subordinating conjunction. Come to the eighth one. I cannot give you any money, for I have none. So here we find there are two independent sentences. I cannot give you money is one main sentence. I have none is another sentence. You're joining it with the help of for. So hence it is a coordinating conjunction. Similarly, rest you have to do it by yourself. Then look in grammar exercise in grammar 95. Conjunctions to be used in complex sentences. So here you need to use but, either, and so on, and frame sentences. So first one, but my brother smokes but I don't. Rest you have to do it by yourself. Then look in exercise in grammar 96. Fill in the blanks with appropriate conjunctions. Be just, dash, fear not. Be just and fear not. Similarly, I ran fast. I missed the train. I ran fast but I missed the train. Rest you have to do it by yourself. Then come to exercise 97. Fill in the blanks. Fill each blank in the following sentences with an appropriate conjunction. First one, 3-3 make 6. 3 and 3 make 6. So write and. Is his name Sen dash Gupta? So it is an interrogative question. So you are asking, is his name Sen or Gupta? Then next one, he will not come dash it rains. He will not come if it rains. Clear? Rest you need to do it by yourself. Look in exercise in grammar 98. Join each pair of the following sentences by means of suitable conjunction. Make such changes as are necessary. So here we need to join this pair with this pair using conjunctions, and if there are any changes to be done, we will do it. First one, my brother is well, my sister is ill. So how will you write it? Join them. My brother is well, but my sister is ill. You're talking about two different people. So you'll use but and join them. Second one, he sells mangoes, he sells oranges. So the same person is selling mangoes and the same person is only selling oranges. So how do you join them? You'll write it as he sells mangoes and oranges. So remove he sells here and just write he sells mangoes and oranges. Similarly, rest you need to do it by yourself. Then look in exercise in grammar 99. Distinguish as adverb, preposition, conjunction each of the italicized words in the following sentences. So every sentence has an italicized word. You need to tell if it is a preposition, adverb or conjunction. Look in the first one. He came before me. So you have two nouns, he and me. So it's relating with each other. So hence before becomes a preposition. Similarly, third one. He came before I left. So here, you have I. But you're talking about two different people here again, right? He came before I left. So you're he came is one part. I left is other part. You're joining two sentences using before. Hence it is a conjunction. Similarly, rest you need to do it by yourself. Thank you.